Hey everyone, this is Tim from Your Six Studios. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how to dual boot Windows and Linux on the same drive. So I'm going to be using my laptop for an example, and I have to create a Linux installation USB. So let's go on over to my desktop right now, and then I'm going to plug in this installation USB that I'm going to be using, and then I want to go to google.com. And we need to download the installation file for Linux, whatever we're going to be using. I'm going to be using Linux Mint. So let's just type that in. Then we can go to Linux Mint. You got Ubuntu or like Fedora as well. It's good. So let's go to Linux Mint Home. And then we can go to download right here. Select this. And I'm going to use Cinnamon Edition. And then go to the download mirror place. We can go to Canada, USA. We can try one of these universities and just select one in your region and then download it. And make sure you know where you download it to. So I got the downloads folder. So that's good. Now what I want to do is go to google.com again. And then when I got Google opened, let's type in Etcher, Etcher. And we want to get Etcher. And this will allow us to write this to a USB. So let's go to BalenaEtcher, the first link right here. And then go to download right here. But this is the direct URL, etcher.balena.io. We can go down to download right here. And then just choose your platform or wherever you're on. So I'm on Windows, so I'm going to download it here. And then when we choose this, it'll prompt the download and install this on your computer. So when we got this on our computer now, and we got everything set up, we just have to open up BalenaEtcher now. And when we have this open, this is what we're going to see. And then what we want to do is choose our download. So make sure your flash drive's plugged in. So let's go to flash file. And then it's downloads. Choose whatever one you want to use. I'm going to use Linux Mint, but I have Fedora and Ubuntu on there if I want to try that too. So let's go to open now. And then flash it. And just make sure you have the correct drive on there. It might default to one of your other drives. So you might be rewriting like maybe your gaming drive or something like that. So this shouldn't take too long. It says it's starting. I think this only takes like 3 or 4 minutes to complete. So once this is started up, we can bring this over to my computer now and restart it, and we should be good. Okay, so I have my computer turned on right now. I'm going to go to shut down anyways. And I need my computer turned off, and I'm going to launch into the BIOS menu because we want to force our computer to start off with this USB I just created. And I believe most of you probably should be good, but just launch into the BIOS menu anyway. So I'm going to turn on my computer now and press the delete key when I see the symbol on the screen. Make sure you press it right away, otherwise it's just going to start up normally. So that's what I did now, and we can zoom in here. And we want to go to, I think it might be like system information or boot, but somewhere on here you're going to see boot options 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to go to boot option number 1. Go to USB hard disk and just switch it to that. So it might be like USB CD. Now if you have your USB drive plugged in, it's probably going to say whatever it's called. So we can go to USB hard disk now and select this. So since we're booting this from a single drive, we're going to go to save and exit now. And then let's go to my USB and plug this in. Press enter, save the changes. Now when we restart, it's going to launch into the Linux installer. So, and let's go to start Linux Mint. That took about 5 minutes for that loading screen to go away. So we can see the desktop already. Let's go up to install Linux Mint. And then go through this process on here, and we have to pick the drive in which we want to install everything on. So since we're doing a single drive, we're going to be combining the same drive with Windows and Linux, and we'll have to decide the amount of space we want to allocate it. So let's go to English now, and then English again, and then we don't need to connect to the internet at the moment. Otherwise you can just go to I don't want to connect to Wi-Fi right now on the top. Now it says I'm going to install the multimedia codecs. So we have to put in a password for that. I think looks like we don't. I'm just going to go to continue. Just uncheck mark where I did. Unless you want to configure a secure boot password. Okay, now this is the important screen. It says installation type, install Linux Mint alongside Windows Boot Manager, erase disk and install Linux Mint, or something else. So you can erase your entire Windows drive and just copy over Linux if you go to the middle option, erase disk. Since we're going to put it on both Linux and Windows, we're going to install Linux alongside Windows Boot Manager. So let's go to the first option, go to continue. And it says turn off BitLocker. You probably only encounter this if you're on a laptop because it can be stolen very easily. We just want to go to Windows Start and then go to Settings and then go to Privacy and Updates or Privacy and Securities right here. Go to Device Encryption and turn it off. And turn off right here. Now this might take a while. It could take like 20 minutes to an hour or something like that, depending on how much data you actually have. So it says decryption is in progress. Okay, so it is now complete. I'm going to plug back in my USB installation and then go back to restart. And then I should be able to launch back into the Linux launcher and then repeat the step. Okay, and now we can choose the drive on the top. So I only have one drive plugged in. And we have to decide how much space we want to allocate to Linux Mint. So we can just drag this to the left and right, and maybe I'll only do like a few hundred gigabytes or something like that, and then I can also maybe 250 would be fine or something like that, and I can just try it out on here. So about right there, and then we can go to install now, depending on what you're going to be using more. Let's go to install now once we decide, and then go to continue, and you're not going to be able to go back from here. So everything's going to be deleted. So that seems like a good split for now. Go to continue. And then I'm going to choose Chicago. Go to continue. Name your PC. Let's go with Tim. And then type in a password. And this is going to be your lovely password you type in for everything, it seems like. And then you can go to login automatically. I'll choose that because that will save you a lot of typing. And then just type this in one more time. And then go to continue. And now it's going to copy over the files and we're going to get this installed. And you can start trying this out if you haven't tried it before, just with this desktop here. If you didn't connect to the internet before, I believe you can just go down here and then choose your Wi-Fi. Okay, now it says continue testing or restart now. Remove this installation USB and go to restart now. Otherwise, it's going to continue booting into the Linux installation. So now you can launch into Linux a couple different ways. You can press F11 on your keyboard and that should open up your boot launcher. Now it could be a different button, so you're going to have to check this out specifically for your computer, but on my MSI motherboard for my BIOS, it's going to be F11. So I turned off my computer and then I'm going to press F11 when I see that logo. Actually, I turned on my computer, so I'm just going to go to restart right here and restart anyways. Now you can change this boot order around in your Windows BIOS on your BIOS menu as well. You can launch first into Ubuntu over Windows. So it's restarting. I'm going to press F11. And then here we have the option for Ubuntu. We can just choose this. And then we can go through the startup process and we can choose, this is Grub it looks like. I can choose Linux Mint. Or I can go to Windows Boot Manager from here. So if you want to see the screen every single time, you can decide if you want to load into Linux through here, or it's just going to boot automatically into Windows, and then on the restart you can press F11, and then you never see the grub menu at all. So now I'm just going to go through the startup process and go through Linux. Let's go. I don't want to see this box. So I have this ready to go right now. I can start installing things. So I can show you that too if you want to see the grub menu every single time. Actually, I'm really happy I don't see that every time, because then I'll default boot into Windows. And then I can decide when to boot into Linux at any point in time. So I'm just going to restart my computer and then press the delete key when it opens up. And then I can go over to boot, UEFI, hard disk drive partitions. And you can decide boot option number 1. You can change this to Ubuntu, and you'll see this every single time, the little grub menu. And then you can decide if you want to boot into Linux or Windows from here. So you'll see it's called grub. Otherwise, you just change it over to Windows, and you can always boot from Windows. So this is, it works really great. So it says Linux right here, or I can go down to Windows down here. So if you don't press anything, I think after like 15 seconds, it's just going to launch into Linux. So it'll slow the process of starting up Linux. That's unfortunately, you just have to press enter real quick, and then boom, it's right into it. So you can decide what you want. Hopefully this video did indeed help you out. If it did, leave it a big thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel down below for more tech videos coming up next on Your 6 Studios.